Hello, champions! You're tuned into Hell Turn Inside, where WWE passion never stops. Subscribe now, and let's powerbomb through the latest updates. What unfolded on this week's Monday Night Raw didn't just surprise the WWE Universe, it detonated like a storyline earthquake. Fans expected drama, tension, maybe even a confrontation or two, but nobody imagined the level of emotional chaos that would hit the arena. Liv Morgan, who had spent months reshaping her entire identity inside the WWE narrative, suddenly found herself at the center of one of the most stunning twists in recent Raw history. The woman who turned the locker room, the fans, and even her own reputation upside down for Dominik Mysterio was left standing alone, blindsided by a revelation so cold in its presentation that audiences were left speechless. And while everything that unfolded is part of on-screen storytelling, the emotions it ignited felt painfully real. Liv Morgan's transformation and the risk she took. For months, Liv Morgan's journey has been one of the most compelling arcs on WWE television. She stepped away from the underdog persona fans adored and embraced a darker, more desperate edge fueled by obsession, strategy, and personal ambition. In the storyline, she willingly tore through alliances, challenged fan expectations, and took the heat of the entire WWE Universe just to stand beside Dominik Mysterio. It wasn't subtle, it wasn't gentle, it was messy, deliberate, and openly manipulative, marking one of her boldest character turns. Whether viewers loved it or hated it, they couldn't look away, because Liv Morgan was throwing everything she had into the story and making sure every moment mattered. The unraveling of Rhea Ripley and Dominik. Within the WWE narrative, Liv's pursuit of Dominik didn't just create tension. It set fire to the long-established dynamic between Dominik and Rhea Ripley. Their alliance had been one of the strongest and most entertaining partnerships in recent memory, and Liv's arrival shattered that balance. Through a mix of mind games, emotional manipulation, and intense confrontations, Liv drove a wedge that finally separated what fans viewed as one of WWE's most dominant duos. By the time the storyline tension peaked, Dominik had seemingly stepped away from Rhea and toward Liv, creating one of the most talked-about triangles in recent WWE storytelling. The Raw segment that changed everything. This week's Raw seemed like another confident moment for Liv Morgan. Standing in the ring as Women's World Champion, she spoke with the kind of swagger that only comes from believing she's untouchable. When she called Dominik to the ring, she did so expecting the usual display of unity the storyline had built for weeks. But the moment Dominik walked down the ramp, something felt wrong. The energy was off, the swagger was missing, and instead of his usual bravado, he carried the tension of someone with something heavy weighing on him. The cold distance from Dominik Mysterio. When Dominik stepped into the ring, Liv tried to embrace him, unaware of the emotional storm about to hit her. But Dominik didn't reciprocate. Instead, he stood still, distant, and unresponsive, and the crowd immediately sensed that the tone had shifted. Liv, confused and vulnerable, tried to understand what was happening, but her attempts to reach out only made the growing tension more obvious. It was the kind of uncomfortable quiet that makes a live audience freeze, unsure of what's coming, but fully aware that it will be big. Dominik's storyline confession and Liv's heartbreak. When Dominik finally grabbed a microphone, the arena dropped into a hush. In the context of the scripted storyline, he delivered one of the coldest speeches his character has ever given. He claimed that he had used Liv strategically, that their alignment was part of a larger plan to escape Rhea's shadow and gain more relevance in the WWE Universe. He said he never intended for their on-screen romance to become anything meaningful and that Liv had been misled into believing something that was never real within the story. Every word was designed to hit harder than the last, and Liv's expression reflected the emotional devastation her character was experiencing. The tears forming in her eyes, the trembling hands, the stunned silence. It all created one of the most powerful character moments of her career. The return of Rhea Ripley to the stage. Just when the emotional impact of the moment felt complete, the arena lights dropped, and when they returned, Rhea Ripley was standing on the stage. The crowd exploded with anticipation because her presence changed everything. The storyline implications were immediate and clear. Dominik and Rhea had realigned behind the scenes, coordinating everything that had happened to maximize the emotional blow to Liv. It wasn't just a breakup. It wasn't just betrayal. It was strategy, timing, and revenge delivered with chilling precision. Rhea walked to the ring slowly, confidently, taking her place beside Dominik with a look that conveyed complete control. She didn't need to attack Liv. Her presence was enough to finish the job. The WWE Universe reacts to the twist. The Raw audience erupted in mixed reactions. Some cheered Rhea's cleverness and long-term strategy, viewing her return as the rightful reclaiming of her territory within the storyline. Others felt sympathy for Liv despite her past actions, recognizing the emotional weight of what she had just endured on screen. Social media lit up instantly. Fans debated everything, from the moral implications of the twist, to the deeper layers of the ongoing narrative, to predictions for what happens next. While the drama is scripted, the emotional responses were very real because the performers delivered their roles with raw intensity. The new paths opening for Liv Morgan. From a character standpoint, this may be Liv Morgan's most important turning point in years. WWE scriptwriting often uses emotional devastation as the launching pad for compelling redemption arcs, and Liv now stands at the edge of one. Whether she chooses revenge, self-reinvention, or a full babyface shift, the storytelling possibilities are endless. Her heartbreak on Raw wasn't weakness. It was a dramatic foundation for whatever transformation comes next. What the twist means for Dominik and Rhea. Dominik's character now dives even deeper into the role of an unapologetic heel, someone who uses relationships as strategic tools and aligns with power whenever it suits him within the storyline. Rhea's return restores one of WWE's most magnetic duos, marking her as not only dominant in the ring, but also brilliant in long-term psychological warfare. Together, they redefine the direction of Raw's narrative landscape. What comes next in this dramatic WWE storyline? With this twist now unleashed, there are dozens of possible directions for the story to go. Will Liv seek revenge against both Dominik and Rhea? Will she expose secrets, team up with new allies, or rebuild herself from scratch? Will Rhea and Dominik maintain their unity, or will their partnership eventually fracture under the pressure of this elaborate plot? WWE has set the stage for months of compelling storytelling, and fans will be watching every week to see how the emotional fallout unfolds.